and welcome back. Vonnie here. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we are going to be drawing Daisy, which is in fact the best girl. Better than Rosalina, better than Peach, better than Pauline, whatever, I don't care. Daisy is in fact the best girl, and I need Nintendo to put her in more games. Jokes aside, except that wasn't jokes at all. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Again, casual vibes video, no specific topic, kind of just chill direction. As always, I'm experimenting with so many things, so bear with me. But let's get into some music for a little bit. And before anyone asks, no, this drawing was not made for Zach Scott to see it on Twitter and then commission me to draw Daisy as an elephant. If you've been living under a rock, that has been the current trend as of late. I don't know why he's doing that. Well, I do know why, because he's admittedly said that, yeah, he would screw her, and he's very attracted to her, which, hey, not gonna yuck his yum. He's supporting artists, he's not using AI, so all the power to him. But it would be very funny if he did DM me, but I highly doubt it. But hey, you never know. And if he does, I will put a pinned comment saying, hey, you reached out to commission me for it? And I'll probably say no, because I don't think I can draw elephants. I mean, unless he's offering big bucks, and maybe I'll just figure it out. But anyway, yeah, but hopefully you guys had a good week. The day that I'm recording this and probably uploading is Easter, so happy Easter to those who celebrate. Hopefully you're collecting eggs, eating good food, vibing. If you're doing religious celebration, I hope you enjoy that as well. But yeah, that's kind of a preamble here. I gotta figure out what I want to talk about, so let me look at my list that I don't have. Let me make up one right now. I'll be right back. So if you're curious where the beef came from of me saying that she's better than Rosalina, it came up on stream yesterday when I was drawing her, and a chatter brought up the fact that Rosalina's the best, and I said, hold on. No, because I'm sorry. For one, I'm not a guy, and I'm not attracted to ladies. So, first of all, a disclaimer. I understand that Rosalina is a very beautiful character. All the princesses are beautiful, just... but I could argue, Peachline's more cute, stuff like that. But Rosalina, yeah, she's pretty. I'll never deny that. However, besides being just horny, Rosalina is the popular answer. And I don't want to be popular. I want to be correct. And I'm sorry, Daisy just has more personality. She has more personality than both of them. I'm gonna be so real. Yeah, the Mario movie gave Peach a little bit more oomph, but, it's a movie, so you know. But Daisy's had the spunk since the beginning. She's an athletic girly. She's a bit of a tomboy, which I'm also a tomboy, so I feel for that. She's cool. She's collected. I just love her. Also, she hasn't been kidnapped. Besides the one time or whatever. Never again. Because she's a boss bitch. So, more reasons to love Daisy more than the other ones. Not to say the other ones are bad. I just think Daisy's the best. And that's my opinion. And it's the correct opinion. If you have any other ones, you're wrong. Pauline's like a good second though. Like she's boss babe, you know, she's a singer, she's sassy, like we love her. Like she's just coming on the scene. Like she's been around from the beginning, but like Nintendo forgot about her for like 2 decades, and then they were like, oh wait, this would be amazing to bring her back for Odyssey, which was a good choice. It was very, very good. She's rich, and now she's kind of a part of the cast, so that's pretty cool. Also, this was again a Ko-Fi voted artwork. Like I said last video, every Saturday, my Ko-Fi members vote on a couple options that I have to draw, and then whatever wins, I draw. And Daisy's been on there a few times, and I was like, okay, if she don't win, I'm gonna riot. If she didn't actually win, I was probably gonna veto it anyway, so it was all good. But the last time I drew Daisy, which I believe was 2 years ago maybe, I'll put the sketch here because it wasn't even a completed drawing. I did it for fun, but I definitely say I improved since then, which is super cool. I feel like lately these drawings I'm doing are like unintentionally improvements of drawings I've made. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think she looks really pretty. I think I nailed her vibe. I was debating on drawing her new outfit from Mario Kart World. I didn't. Because I'm like, you know what? It's new to me. I'm not too familiar with it yet. And I wanted to draw her in her traditional dress. Even though, in my opinion, a dress doesn't really fit Daisy's personality all that much. Like, she's a princess, sure. But like, dude, she'd rather be running or like getting in the dirt, gardening or something. I don't know. You know. I kind of wish they would like redesign her dress to be less like Peaches and be like either kind of like, there's like a dress I saw on Pinterest where it's like half up, half down, but then in the front there's pants, so it's kind of like a nice little veil of the dress behind, but then there's pants, and I think it's really, really cute. I think it would fit her a little bit more. Maybe one stream I'll do some redesigns of her just to kind of get a feel what I mean. But yeah, something a little bit more not as feminine, I would say. Still elegant, but something that she could, if she needed to book it, she could book it, you know what I mean? Also, Daisy's like not inclusion in games makes me upset because, well, for one, she was in Wonder, which was really cool. I'm glad they did that. But she's never in any like story-ish based games. And it's, I don't know, she could be fleshed out more. Obviously Mario itself doesn't have like heavy story, I guess, generally speaking. But, you know, games like 3D World, why wasn't she in it? Just, you know, like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy. No, we had Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like she would totally, like, if they called her up at any point, she would be down to do any of these adventures. So, Nintendo, I'm gonna need y'all to step it up with the Switch 2 coming out. The 3D Mario that we don't know about yet at all. I need, if there's multiple characters, to be fair, because it might just be a Mario situation like Odyssey was. But if it is a multiplayer type beat, or you can play as multiple characters, I need Daisy. Okay, she's cool. She's great. Flesh her out. Give her. Now they would never do this, but if they gave her own game, I'd die. But that's wishful thinking. But even if it was like a, hey, you know, it's like Mario and Peach. How about Luigi and Daisy? But except Daisy's not. Oh, imagine if Luigi got captured and Daisy went to get him. That would be. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm geeking out. That would be so cute, right? Like, wishful thinking, but that's kind of adorable. Because Daisy would be the one to save her skittish boyfriend. Come on. Also, they're totally dating. If you don't agree, Nintendo's literally kind of been. It's been hinted enough where it's like, okay, they're definitely either flirting or a couple. But anyway, whatever. But yeah, that would actually be a fun game. Like, give us some cool mechanics. Give her her own thing. Bruh, come on. Anyway, I'm done geeking out about these two. Also, since we're at this point in the speed paint, yes, if I can't draw a hand, which is like 80% of the time, I literally go find the hand I'm looking for and trace it. I don't understand why I still can't draw hands that well, even though I feel like everything else I've done has improved somewhat. I mean, overall, my drawing of hands has improved, generally speaking, because I used to not do them at all when I was a kid, but I attempt somewhat now. But it still bothers me how bad they are, and then I look at other artists and they do them so well, and I'm getting a little jealous. Like, I probably should just sit down and practice them for like an hour and dedicate my time to it, but it's so much work. To me, hands are the worst thing I do. It's like kryptonite. There was somebody in chat who was like, oh, I can't draw at all, but I can do hands really well. And I said, give me your power. That's what I need. I will be a powerhouse. Yeah, I don't know. If you guys have any tips for easier hands, please let me know, because I'm struggling out here. And like, my brain knows what I want the hand to look like, but then when I put pen to tablet, it just don't work. It doesn't work ever. Every now and then I get lucky and I'm like, oh, that looks decent. Thankfully my art style's chibi, as people call it, or cute enough that I can get away with a bad hand. Not super, like, correct, I guess. And another thing of that is, for some reason, 4-fingered hands are a lot easier than 5. I did it on the Brandy drawing, which was actually accurate to the character because they gave her 4 fingers. And I was like, I joked, but I was like, at this point, I want to just make 4-fingered hands a part of my art style and call it a day because it's easier. That's a cop-out, though, so I'm going to try to avoid it. But if it comes down to it, that 4-finger hands just make more sense to me, then I may just do it. We'll see. But yeah, rant about hands for the 15th time over. Other than that, though, like I said, I think drawing came out really well besides the hand sketch thing, but I mean, it still looked good, so whatever. Also, something I was struggling with too is like the pose of like your hand being like thrown, like a Naruto run kind of thing, where your hands are back and sprawled out, I guess. I could not figure out how to make that look good. In the end, I believe I did it okay, but I couldn't find a reference of that either. It was kind of shocking. On Pinterest, there was not like arms back, hands stretched out pose that I could find. And I wasn't about to try to spaghetti myself to do it either. So, but again, you know, when we're an artist, we can kind of take shortcuts and manipulate things a certain way to look good enough for you, and it blends enough with the drawing that it's not a red flag, I guess you would call it. which is why my technique of cleaning up the sketch layer works, because you're cleaning it up. You know, you don't find a lot of strays necessarily, especially when I put the color on top. It kind of just blends it in, and then it's like a completed piece. Not necessarily painting, but it's adjacent to painting, kind of, sort of ish, because I'm still doing the same techniques that I would do if I was doing traditional line art. But I'm not a full painter where it's like all one layer and there's not really a lot of line work and a lot more blending than what I do. But it still comes out good in my own way. And it's kind of crazy how far along I've come when it comes to my artistic identity, I'll say. I mentioned it before, but it definitely feels like mine. I'm so glad people know it's me, you know, as I continue to grow, I guess. And they love my art style, which is flattering, because I definitely didn't love my art style for a very long time. But now it's in a good place where I'm like, yeah, no, I love this. I love how this looks. It's cutesy, and that's okay. I used to think that was a detriment. It's not. Trust me, it's not. If it looks good to you, then it's good. And a lot of people have been describing my art as like gummy candy, or just candy. Like, oh, I can eat that. And I'm like, honestly, I kind of love that, because it does look like candy to me. It either reminds me of like gummy worms, or like gummy whatever, or hard candy. I guess it would depend. But yes, I would also eat my art. Just to agree with everyone there. last section of the video, which we already know is going to be the thank you section. I appreciate you guys watching and listening to me yap as always. Unfortunately, navigating YouTube was a little bit of a clusterfuck of everything. Thankfully, I've help from peers that try to give their 2 cents where they can, and I highly appreciate them and recommend them. I don't have them here, but it's just a lot of small artist creators that definitely have helped me through this navigation, and I will put them in the description, actually, a few of them, even though there's more. Thank you for your patience. I know there's not really necessarily a consistency with my uploads. Like, timing, yes, but content, no necessarily. Like, they're together, but I don't know. I feel like I'm always changing a little bit of something. The positioning of a video, what I talk about, music, whatever. Which music, I don't mind changing every video. It's something new to listen to. But that still, I hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. Somewhat. You know, some people watch it, so I'll take it. You know, if I ever do get bigger than where I'm at now, you know, getting 1,000 views per video or something, which would be lovely, then, you know, I'll remember who was here at the beginning, and hopefully you guys will still be there then, and I'll be doing the same thing, still fumbling around with my editing software and stuff like that. But with that, I think I'm going to head out for the day. Thank you so much again for watching, thank you for listening, and you guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. Mwah. Ciao.